Today, you can buy a $118 smart collar that promises to translate your dog's barks and your cat's meows into English with 95% accuracy. The flaw in this technology is that it operates in an environmental vacuum. A bark demanding a scoop of kibble and a bark warning you about an approaching car sound nearly identical through a microphone. Because humans rely so heavily on spoken language, we project that bias onto our pets. We listen to their vocal cords and completely ignore the physical context happening right in front of us. This communication gap routinely leads owners to misdiagnose an animal's fear as simple bad behavior. When an owner misinterprets panic for disobedience, they often resort to confrontational training tools like electronic shock collars to force compliance. Relying on an audio-only translation device actively harms pet welfare. It masks the animal's true distress signals behind a sanitized, human-sounding notification. Dogs and cats communicate primarily through somatic signaling. This is a continuous, dynamic physical language that reflects their internal emotional state. This diagram maps the baseline markers of a relaxed canine. Notice the soft, almond-shaped eyes, an open and slightly panting mouth, and a neutral tail moving in a loose, sweeping wag. When that dog perceives a threat, their biology shifts rapidly. Their pupils dilate to reveal the white sclera, a reaction known as whale eye. The mouth closes tensely, and autonomic nervous system stimulation causes the pilomotor muscles to contract, raising the hackles along their spine. Even behaviors we think we understand are easily misread. Take the classic canine head tilt. A 2021 study in the journal Animal Cognition examined dogs classified as gifted word learners. The researchers found these dogs tilt their heads to route auditory signals to specific brain hemispheres, cross-referencing spoken words with stored visual memories. What humans interpret as a confused or cute reaction is actually rigorous cognitive processing and memory recall. Cats have a completely different evolutionary background. As solitary hunters, they are biologically adapted to mask signs of vulnerability, forcing them to use incredibly subtle physical cues. This diagram illustrates feline auricular communication. When a cat experiences anxiety, the pinnae, or outer ears, rotate outward on their axes into a flattened, spatulate alignment. Their eyes tell a similarly nuanced story. Wide, fully dilated pupils indicate fear, arousal, or panic. Constricted, slit-like pupils point to focused, offensive aggression. Even their vocalizations have a dual nature. We commonly link purring to contentment, but cats also use it as a self-soothing autonomic response when they are in extreme pain or highly stressed. Accurately reading a cat means evaluating tiny anatomical micromovements against their immediate environment. Their biology is explicitly designed to deceive predators, which means it easily deceives us. When we evaluate aversive tools, like electronic collars and physical alpha rolls, through the strict lens of somatic signaling, the damage becomes obvious. Researchers like Gal Ziv and Matthias Schulder have conducted extensive empirical studies on the short and long-term behavioral effects of shock collars on dogs. This chart shows the correlation between aversive training methods and quantitative stress markers. The data reveals that these methods induce learned helplessness. The dogs display persistent somatic stress signals, like tongue flicking and lowered posture, in the presence of their owner, even when no shocks are administered. Technological quick fixes and aversive methods fail as communication strategies. They merely suppress vocal symptoms, while intensifying the underlying psychological distress. The American Veterinary Society of Animal Behavior has established an official consensus on how we should communicate with companion animals. Their strict mandate requires the exclusive use of science-based, positive reinforcement methodologies to foster safe and effective relationships. This diagram visualizes the actual formula required for true animal translation: vocalization plus somatic markers, evaluated against environmental context. Applying this formula requires owners to prioritize whole-body observation. We have to stop expecting spoken, human-centric language from animals that do not possess it. You don't need an artificial intelligence gadget to speak to your pet. You already have the ultimate translator in your own eyes, your patience, and your willingness to learn their native physical language.